Welcome to Millennium Daytime Bulletin. I'm Shweta Simar from New Delhi and you're watching Millennium News Channel 24. Today I'm bringing you the latest updates from around the world. Let's begin with today's top headlines. Donald Trump's nomination of Robert F. Kennedy as U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services has prompted widespread criticism towards Kennedy. Hamas official says militant group is ready for Gaza ceasefire. Protesters storm parliament in breakaway Georgia region of Abkhazia over Russia deal. Sri Lanka's National People's Power, led by President Anura Kumar Dissanayake, has secured a parliamentary majority in Sri Lankan elections. Russian missile strikes Kyiv first time in months. Ten killed in fire at Spanish nursing home. Canadians go back to Europe, Khalistani supporters shout in procession video. US finalizes up to $6.6 billion funding for Taiwanese chip giant TSMC. Political turmoil rocks the Netherlands after Amsterdam violence. Andres Iniesta becomes co-owner of Danish third-tier club Helsingør. The Carsley urges England to follow Germany and Spain's trust in youth. We'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Millennium Day News is a global news network dedicated to providing high-quality coverage across a wide range of topics, including local, regional, national, and international issues. Operating 24/7, the network emphasizes inclusivity, offering a platform for diverse voices and covering essential subjects such as arts, culture, religion, education, and legal advice. Based in New York City, Millennium Day News connects communities worldwide through engaging programming that includes political discussions, sports news, health segments, and entertainment features. To ensure accessibility, viewers can access content via mobile apps, iOS and Android, Internet Smart TVs, and streaming services like Roku and Amazon Fire, as well as through IPTV and satellite networks. For more information and updates, visit their websites millenniumnews24.com and millenniumtv24.com or follow them on social media and YouTube under Millennium News 24. As they continue to expand, viewers can look forward to a broader array of news programs that reflect the diversity of the global community. Whether you're interested in current events or cultural discussions, Millennium Day News is dedicated to keeping you informed and connected.
Welcome back after the break. I'm Shweta Simar and you are watching Millennium Daytime Bulletin. Here are latest updates. Donald Trump's nomination of Robert F. Kennedy as U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services has prompted widespread criticism towards Kennedy, an anti-vaccine activist who has embraced a slew of other debunked health-related conspiracy theories. In Millennium Post on Thursday, Trump claimed that Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies, and that Kennedy will restore these agencies to traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency to end of the chronic disease epidemic and make America great and healthy again. In response to Kennedy's nomination, Public Citizen, a progressive non-profit organization focusing on consumer advocacy, said Robert F. Kennedy is a clear and present danger to the nation's health. He shouldn't be allowed in the building at the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, let alone be placed in charge of the nation's public health agency. Donald Trump bungling of public health policy during the COVID pandemic cost hundreds of thousands of lives. By appointing Kennedy as his Secretary of HHS, Trump is courting another policy-driven public health catastrophe, the organization added. Let's look at this special video.
That Americans die earlier than
Is ready for a ceasefire in Gaza and urged US President-elect Donald Trump to pressure Israel to end the aggression. Hamas is ready to reach a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip if a ceasefire proposal is presented and on the condition that it is respected by Israel. The latest round of talks in mid-October failed to produce a deal, with Hamas rejecting a short-term ceasefire proposal. According to Millennium, Israel has previously rejected some proposals for longer truces. Disagreements have centered on the long-term future of Hamas and Israel's presence in Gaza. Israel President Benjamin Netanyahu's newly recruited position, now Trump has won the US presidency, could lead to further intensification of Israel's war in both Gaza and Lebanon. Although Trump has said he wants to swiftly end both conflicts. Let's look at this video.
That it's extraordinary to me that as from almost day one, there is no focus on Hamas and almost deafening silence around the world on Hamas. Not only has it rejected engaging on the hostage ceasefire proposals, not only has it rejected even smaller proposals that would have cost it nothing to release a small number of hostages and actually have Palestinian prisoners released from Israeli jails in return. Not only that, but a couple of weeks ago, Israel said, we will guarantee safe passage for every Hamas militant out of Gaza, just give us the hostages back. And they refused. Is anyone talking about that? The world's been silent on that too. So it would be good to also see some genuine, sustained, effective pressure on Hamas to do its part to end something that it started, and that the Palestinian people who were caught in this crossfire of Hamas's initiation didn't start and themselves are powerless to stop.
Protesters stormed the parliament of the Russian-backed breakaway Georgian region of Abkhazia on Friday, and opposition politicians demanded the resignation of the self-styled president over an unpopular investment agreement with Moscow. Protesters used a truck to smash through the metal gates surrounding the parliament in the capital, Sukhumi. Video from the scene that showed people climbing through windows after prying off metal bars and chanting in the corridors. Kakalia, an opposition leader and former deputy prosecutor general, said the parliament building was under the control of the protesters. We will now seek the resignation of the current president of Abkhazia. He was quoted by Russia's Interfax news agency as saying protesters also broke into the presidential administration offices located in the same building as the parliament. Emergency services said at least 8 people were taken to hospital. The presidential administration said in a statement that authorities were preparing to withdraw the investment agreement with China, with Russia, that some Abkhaz fear will price them out of the property market. Russia recognized Abkhazia and another breakaway region, South Ossetia, as independent states in 2008 after Russian troops repelled a Georgian attempt to retake South Ossetia in 5-day war. most of the world recognizing Abkhazia as part of Georgia, from which it broke away during wars in early 1990s. But Russian money has poured into the lush subtropical territory where Soviet-era spa resorts cling to the Black Sea coast. Let's see this small video. The National People's Power (NPP), led by President Anura Kumar Dissanayake, achieved a majority in Sri Lanka's parliamentary election held on November 14, 2024. According to official results declared by the Election Commission, the NPP had secured 123 out of 171 declared seats by Friday morning, with the remaining 25 of the 196 contested seats still be announced. The party contesting under the Malimava symbol had also received 61% of the votes counted, representing 6.8 million votes, placing it well ahead of its rival. NPP is now projected to secure a two-third majority in the 225-member parliament, as it is expected to gain most of the 29 seats allocated based on cumulative national polling, bringing its total to required 150 seats needed for absolute majority. Elections held a year ahead of schedule after the Dissanayake dissolved parliament in September following his presidential win was crucial for the government ability to implement reforms. The parliament election were a key test of President Dissanyake's leadership and the NPP appeal beyond its presidential victory. While Kumar, a Marxist-leaning politician, had won the presidency in September 2024, he had failed to secure more than 50% of the votes, raising questions about NPP's broader support. A strong parliamentary majority allows the president to strengthen his position and execute policy reforms effectively. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz urged Russian President Vladimir Putin to end the war in Ukraine and withdraw troops in a phone call on Friday, stressing that Germany would support Ukraine as long as necessary, said a German government spokesperson. Chancellor Olaf Scholz urged Russian President Putin to end the war in Ukraine and withdraw troops in a phone call on Friday, stressing that Germany would support Ukraine. The government spokesperson said, let's see the special video.
Liebe Mitbürgerinnen und Mitbürger, heute ist ein furchtbarer Tag für die Ukraine und ein düsterer Tag für Europa. Wir alle sorgen uns um den Frieden. Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, welche Fragen Sie sich heute Abend stellen. Mir geht es da nicht anders. Die Lage ist sehr ernst. Gerade erleben wir den Beginn eines Krieges, wie wir in Europa so seit mehr als 75 Jahren nicht erlebt haben. Russlands Präsident Putin hat die Entscheidung getroffen, die Ukraine militärisch anzugreifen. Das ist ein Überfall auf ein unabhängiges, souveränes Land. Er ist durch nichts und durch niemanden zu rechtfertigen. Es ist der Versuch, Grenzen innerhalb Europas gewaltsam zu verschieben, ja vielleicht ein ganzes Land von der Weltkarte zu tilgen. Voller Absicht bricht Präsident Putin mit den Grundprinzipien der Charta der Vereinten Nationen und mit der europäischen Friedensordnung. Er gefährdet das Leben unzähliger Bürgerinnen und Bürger der Ukraine, dem Brudervolk Russlands. All das geschieht nicht weit weg von uns, sondern hier in Europa. Gerade 2 Flugstunden von Berlin entfernt sitzen im Moment Familien in Luftschutzkellern. Frauen, Männer und Kinder bangen um ihr Leben. Ukrainerinnen und Ukrainer bewaffnen sich, um ihre Heimat gegen eine Invasionsarmee zu verteidigen. In diesen schweren Stunden sind unsere Gedanken bei den tapferen Bürgern und Bürgern der Ukraine. Ich habe Präsident Selenskyj heute Morgen in einem Telefonat gesagt, das ukrainische Volk und seine frei gewählte Regierung haben unsere volle Solidarität. Diese Verletzung der Souveränität der Ukraine durch Russland werden wir nicht hinnehmen. Mit dem Angriff auf die Ukraine will Präsident Putin die Zeit zurückdrehen. Aber es gibt kein Zurück in die Zeit des 19. Jahrhunderts, als Großmächte über die Köpfe kleinerer Staaten hinweg entschieden. Es gibt kein Zurück in die Zeit des Kalten Krieges, als Supermächte die Welt unter sich aufteilten in Einflusszonen. Und es gibt auch kein Zurück in die Zeit vor 1989. Damals erkämpften die Bürgerinnen und Bürger in Mittel- und Osteuropa sich ihre Freiheit und Demokratie, auch in unserem Land und in der Ukraine. Deshalb haben wir Präsident Putin wieder und wieder vor einem Krieg gegen die Ukraine gewarnt. Noch vor einer Woche habe ich persönlich mehrere Stunden mit ihm im Kreml diskutiert und ihm klar gesagt, dieser Krieg wäre ein schwerer Fehler. Er würde damit auch dem russischen Volk und der Zukunft seines eigenen Landes schweren Schaden zufügen. Präsident Putin hat all die Warnungen und Bemühungen um einen diplomatischen Ausweg in den Wind geschlagen. Er allein, nicht das russische Volk, hat sich für diesen Krieg entschieden. Er allein trägt dafür die volle Verantwortung. Dieser Krieg ist Putins Krieg. Abermals appelliere ich mit allem Nachdruck an Präsident Putin, stellen Sie die Kampfhandlungen unverzüglich ein. Ziehen Sie die russischen Truppen aus der Ukraine zurück. Widerrufen Sie die völkerrechtswidrige Anerkennung der Gebiete Donezk und Luhansk. Bis zuletzt haben wir in der internationalen Gemeinschaft auf Dialog gesetzt und das Gespräch mit Moskau gesucht. Wir hatten Hoffnung, aber wir waren nicht naiv. Deshalb haben wir uns parallel auf diesen Ernstfall vorbereitet. Mit unseren Verbündeten und Partnern in der Europäischen Union, in der NATO und in der G7 haben wir uns auf ein ganzes Paket von Wirtschaftssanktionen verständigt. Unser Ziel, der russischen Führung klarzumachen, für diese Aggression wird sie einen hohen Preis zahlen. Bereits nach der Anerkennung der Gebiete Donezk und Luhansk durch Russland haben wir erste Sanktionen erlassen. Und wir haben die Zertifizierung der Gaspipeline Nord Stream 2 ausgesetzt. Angesichts des heutigen Überfalls auf die Ukraine verhängen wir weitere tiefgreifende Sanktionen. Sie werden die russische Wirtschaft hart treffen. Gleichzeitig müssen wir dafür sorgen, dass dieser Konflikt nicht auf weitere Länder Europas übergreift. Ich bin mir mit dem amerikanischen Präsidenten und unseren europäischen Freunden einig, dies mit all uns zur Verfügung stehenden Mitteln zu verhindern. Putin sollte die Entschlossenheit der NATO nicht unterschätzen, alle ihre Mitglieder zu verteidigen. Das gilt ausdrücklich für unsere NATO-Partner im Baltikum, in Polen und in Rumänien, in Bulgarien und in der Slowakei, ohne Wenn und Aber. Deutschland und seine Verbündeten wissen sich zu schützen. Liebe Mitbürgerinnen und Mitbürger, wir sind entschlossen und handeln geschlossen. Darin liegt unsere Stärke als freie Demokratien. Putin wird nicht gewinnen. Die Bürgerinnen und Bürger in der Ukraine wollen Demokratie und Freiheit. Und Europas Zukunft wird eine Zukunft in Frieden und Freiheit sein.
Several thousand people are believed to remain in an illegal mine in South Africa after the government cut off vital supplies and refused to help them in a dramatic bid to crack down on industry. Food and water supplies to those undergrounds have been halted by police seeking to force the illegal miners to come to the surface. Illegal miners can travel up to 4 kilometers underground and spend months below ground in old mines, according to report by South African Mineral Commission. But without supplies, conditions are believed to be deteriorating underground. Reports vary as how many miners were in the abandoned gold mine in the Northwest Province. Northwest police told Millennium that their miners who had come to the surface indicated that up to 4,000 miners could be underground. Family of members gathered near the mining site on Thursday. A new video shows a Khalistani supporter in Canada calling Canadians to go back to Europe and claiming we are the owner of Canada. As tensions continue in Canada after the recent pro-Khalistani mob attack on Hindu devotees and the subsequent protest in Canada, a new video has emerged showing a Khalistani supporter urging Canadians to go back to Europe. In the video, a man can be heard shouting, "We are the owner of Canada," and calling white people invaders. This video, which is being widely shared online, shows a public rally with individuals holding Khalistani flags. One person, presumably the videographer, can be heard shouting these remarks. Reports suggest that it was from a Nagar Kirtan in connection with the Guru Nanak Jayanti. Towards the end of 2 minutes video, the man also shouts, "Go back, Simon, go back," a slogan that was originally used during India's anti-British struggle against the Simon Commission. The incident occurred day after a group of Khalistani extremists attacked in the group of Hindu devotees at a temple in Brampton, Canada. This attack violence drew widespread international condemnation, with India demanding strict action from Canadian authorities. Numerous protests were held in Canada to denounce the attack. Let's look at this video.
लाइक शेयर करी चलो, लाइक शेयर करी चलो, लाइक शेयर करी चलो, प्लीज एवरीबॉडी लाइक शेयर, टैप टैप, एवरीबॉडी लाइक शेयर. दिस इज आवर कंट्री, वी आर ओनर ऑफ कनाडा, वी आर प्राउड कैनेडियन. लाइक शेयर एवरीबॉडी, लाइक शेयर. हेलो पोर्शिया, लाइक शेयर. दिस इज आवर कंट्री. Sorry, we are owner of this country. We are Palestine. This is our country. You are from Europe. We are owner of this country. Go back to Europe. Go back to England. Deport our England people. You go back to Europe. You are not Canadian. We are Canadian. This is our country. You are invaders. We are native Indian. You go back. Go back. You white people, go back to your Europe. Go back to your England. We are owner of this country, you white people. This is our country. This is our country, our land. You come here from Europe and England. Go back. Go back, Simon, go back. You go back. You go back, white people, go back, go back. This is our country, our land. You go back, England. White people, go back.
The Biden administration announcement comes shortly before President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Trump has recently criticized the CHIPS Act, a major law passed during Biden's tenure aimed at strengthening the U.S. semiconductor industry. The United States will award Taiwanese chip giant TSMC up to $6.6 billion in direct funding to help build several plants on U.S. soil. Officials said Friday, finalizing the deal before a new administration enters the White House. Today's final agreement with TSMC, the world's leading manufacturer of advanced semiconductor, will spur $65 billion of private investment to build 3 state-of-art facilities in Arizona, said President Joe Biden in a statement. The Biden administration announcement comes shortly before President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Trump has recently criticized the CHIPS Act, a major law passed during Biden's tenure aimed at strengthening the US semiconductor industry. While 36 billion in grants through this act, including award to TSMC, much of the funds remain in the due diligence phase and have not been disbursed. But once a deal is finalized, funds can start flowing to companies that have hit certain milestones. TSMC is second company after Polar Semiconductor to finalize its agreement. Now time for some sports highlight. Andres Inestia has become co-owner of the Danish third-tier club Helsinger in the Spain legend's first major off-field venture since retirement. Helsinger announced the NSN, the sports management and the consulting company jointly funded by Inestia would take control alongside the Swiss investment group Stoneweg. The very seventh in the 12th team division to which they were relegated last season, according to NSN website. The firm had been working with the club on consultancy basis to consolidate its position and give opportunity to worldwide talent to come and play in Europe. Inestia played his final professional matches for United Arab Emirates, said Emirate club in May. Officially retired, he has publicly set the sight on a career in management and his involvement upstairs at Helsinger, a modestly sized club who have not reached the top flight since the formation and merger in 5 clubs in 2005. Edris has made most historic goals. Lee Carsley believes England will have a better chance of glory if they follow Germany and Spain in promoting players who have won trophies at youth level. Carsley, who steps aside for Thomas Tuchel after Sunday's home game against the Republic of Ireland, has not been afraid to bring in inexperienced players during his spell in interim head coach. This shift was notable as England rose to the top of Nations League Group B2 thanks to their 3-0 win over Greece on Thursday. Noni, Morgan Rogers, Lewis Hall, Curtis Jones and Anthony, Morgan Gibbs-White have had key roles in Carsley's under-21. Angel Gomes, and unused substitute against Greece. Khanis winning under-21 European Championship last year. The theory that success in underage football breeds a winning mentality and backed up by Germany's triumph at 2014 World Cup and France and Spanish winning Euro 2024. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in. Stay with us for more updates. Now let's look at a closer weather trends and what you can expect as you plan your day ahead. Stay tuned for all details. Log in to stay updated with the latest news on our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Millennium News 24. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Millennium News 24. You can watch us on Android and iOS devices, as well as Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and all smart TV platforms. Enjoy entertainment and latest news with us. Download the Millennium TV app, Millennium TV USA for Android, and Millennium News on Google. Thank you for being part of Millennium News 24.